For a long time now, people have noticed that Papoose has a habit of posting videos where he speaks in vague and indirect ways. Sometimes he is sitting in a car, sometimes somewhere else, casually sharing thoughts that seem to carry hidden meanings. Instead of speaking directly about whatever issue is making headlines, he often talks about topics like loyalty, betrayal, reading contracts carefully, or making sure people understand the fine print before signing anything. These comments appear repeatedly, which has led many fans to believe that he is trying to send messages without mentioning anyone by name. Over the years, he has also uploaded content supporting New York culture, promoting the Knicks, and discussing various topics that seem unrelated on the surface, but often leave viewers wondering whether there is a deeper meaning behind his words. Critics have pointed out that much of his recent attention seems tied to older accomplishments, past moments in hip-hop, or occasions when established artists help bring him back into the spotlight. One example frequently mentioned is when Busta Rhymes included him on remixes of songs that were already successful. Some observers argue that those collaborations gave him exposure, while others believe he earned his place through his own talent. Either way, the discussion continues. Recently, many people expected Papoose to directly address the two diss tracks released by Remy Ma, tracks that allegedly targeted both him and Claressa Shields. However, instead of responding in a straightforward manner, he appeared to focus on themes of betrayal and disappointment. That decision left a lot of people confused. Some viewers feel that when controversy happens, the individuals accused of causing problems often attempt to change the story and present themselves as victims. Whether those claims are fair or not depends on who you ask, but that perception has become a major part of the public conversation. Critics argue that rather than addressing accusations directly, some public figures choose to shift attention toward emotional subjects such as loyalty and trust. As a result, audiences are left trying to connect the dots and figure out who the message is really meant for. The person commenting on the situation admitted feeling impatient while listening to Papoose's latest release. They even joked about speeding up the recording because it seemed to take so long to get to the actual point. Instead of hearing direct answers, they felt they were listening to a series of hints and indirect references. For them, the biggest question was simple: who exactly was being addressed? If someone talks about family members betraying them, friends turning their backs, longtime supporters abandoning them, and romantic partners changing their behavior, listeners naturally want to know who those statements are aimed at. Without clear names or details, the message becomes difficult to follow. Some people wondered whether the comments were directed at Claressa Shields, while others believed they could have been aimed at Remy Ma, or someone else entirely. The uncertainty only fueled more speculation online. The criticism becomes even stronger when people discuss the reputation of both Papoose and Claressa Shields. Detractors argue that it is difficult to claim victimhood when there are already public accusations suggesting questionable behavior. In Claressa's case, critics have repeatedly referenced allegations that she admired Remy Ma and looked up to her before the reported conflict became public. Some have claimed that she sought advice, paid close attention to her image, and attempted to follow a similar path in terms of branding and public presentation. Supporters reject those accusations, saying there is nothing wrong with learning from successful people. Nevertheless, the debate continues to follow her. Others point to Claressa's public disagreements with several individuals throughout her career. Various names have been brought into online discussions as examples of relationships that reportedly ended badly. There have also been references to controversies involving promotions, professional partnerships, and disagreements that generated headlines over the years. Some critics believe these incidents show a pattern, while supporters argue that successful people often face criticism simply because they operate in competitive industries. As with many celebrity disputes, the truth is likely more complicated than social media discussions make it appear. Another complaint often raised by critics is that Claressa has become associated with drama that distracts from women's boxing. They argue that the focus should remain on athletic accomplishments rather than personal feuds. Supporters, however, point out that she has achieved remarkable success inside the ring and has helped bring attention to the sport. Depending on who is speaking, she is either viewed as a trailblazer pushing women's boxing forward or as someone whose controversies sometimes overshadow her achievements. That divide in public opinion remains significant. The conversation also touches on questions involving friendships, family relationships, and financial matters. Many people believe that money has a way of changing relationships, creating tension even among those who were once close. When business and personal connections become intertwined, misunderstandings can quickly grow into larger conflicts. That reality has been mentioned repeatedly throughout discussions surrounding both Claressa and Papoose. As for Papoose, criticism extends beyond the current controversy. Some online commentators have revisited claims connected to his marriage and his role in managing Remy Ma's career. According to those allegations, Remy eventually felt that the arrangement was not benefiting her as much as it should have. Critics claim she believed she was investing resources into a management structure that was producing limited results for her career growth. Eventually, according to those reports, she decided to move in a different direction. Whether those claims are entirely accurate remains a matter of debate, but they continue to circulate whenever discussions about the couple arise. Beyond that, there have also been rumors and accusations involving family matters and children, topics that tend to generate strong emotional reactions online. While many of these claims remain unverified, they have become part of the larger narrative surrounding the ongoing drama. Because of that, every new song, interview, or social media post is closely examined by fans looking for clues. In the end, the biggest issue is that people are still searching for clear answers. Instead of direct statements, they continue to receive cryptic messages, leaving room for endless speculation, theories, and debate about what is really happening behind the scenes. The emotions surrounding this situation seem stronger than ever, and many people online continue to debate what is really happening behind the scenes. One topic that often comes up involves Papoose's relationship with his youngest daughter with Remy Ma. Some fans have noticed what they believe is a change in how often he appears to be involved in her life, while others argue that outsiders are now influencing decisions that were once made within the family. Of course, much of this discussion is based on public perception rather than confirmed facts, but it has become a major talking point among people following the drama. There have even been jokes circulating online that other figures in their circle spend more time around the child than Papoose does. Whether those comments are fair or not, they reflect the growing criticism that has followed him over the last few years. A lot of people feel that Papoose has stepped on relationships and taken risks in pursuit of opportunities that never really led to the success many expected. When people discuss his name today, the conversation rarely focuses on recent music achievements or major accomplishments in the rap world. Instead, most headlines seem connected to his marriage with Remy Ma, the public fallout between them, and his rumored relationship with Claressa Shields. For someone who built a career in music, that shift in public attention says a lot. It raises questions about how he is viewed today compared to how he was viewed years ago. That is why many observers find this entire situation so interesting. Some wonder whether Papoose truly believed Remy Ma would remain silent while everything unfolded. Did he think she would simply ignore the rumors, the accusations, and the growing public conversation? Many people doubt that. In fact, some believe that the frustration and tension between them may have inspired some of the music and public statements being released now. There are those who speculate that after previous controversies in their relationship, he may have assumed that any future problems would eventually be forgiven. However, once more allegations surfaced and more stories started spreading online, that expectation may not have matched reality. According to many of the claims circulating on social media, the issues between them extended beyond accusations of cheating. People have talked about alleged financial troubles, reports involving jewelry being pawned, gambling rumors, and claims that household expenses became difficult to manage. These stories have never stopped fueling conversations online. Some critics even claim that while serious problems were allegedly happening at home, attention was being directed elsewhere. Whether every allegation is true remains uncertain, but the sheer number of rumors has created a cloud of controversy around everyone involved. Because of that, some listeners struggle to understand Papoose's recent comments about betrayal. When he talks about people turning against him or stabbing him in the back, many fans immediately ask the same question: who exactly is he talking about? The message seems unclear. Some believe he is referring to family members, while others think he is speaking about former friends, business associates, or romantic relationships. The lack of specifics leaves people guessing, and that uncertainty has become part of the frustration for many listeners. Instead of receiving direct answers, they feel like they are hearing a collection of vague statements that can be interpreted in countless ways. For some critics, the entire situation feels confusing and repetitive. They argue that every new song, interview, or social media post creates more questions than answers. Rather than clearing up misunderstandings, it often adds another layer to an already complicated story. As a result, some people feel like they are watching an endless cycle of accusations, responses, rumors, and reactions that never truly reaches a conclusion. Another thing that caught attention was the response from listeners online. Some people noticed that comments under certain posts appeared to be disappearing over time. Whether that was due to moderation, users deleting their own comments, or something else entirely is unclear. Still, people pointed it out and started speculating. Among the comments that remained visible were critics questioning the purpose of releasing music that failed to gain significant traction. Others suggested that the song seemed more focused on personal drama than on creating memorable records. This criticism connects to something Remy Ma has reportedly said before, that Papoose is too focused on the past. According to that viewpoint, he remains attached to an earlier version of his career, rather than adapting to new opportunities. Supporters may disagree, but critics often point to examples of other hip-hop figures who successfully expanded beyond music. They mention artists who moved into business, television, film, technology, sports partnerships, and entrepreneurship. These individuals found ways to build new careers while still maintaining their connection to music. People frequently compare that path to artists such as Nas, who became known for investments in growing companies, or Jay-Z, who expanded into multiple industries. Others mention LL Cool J and Queen Latifah, both of whom successfully built careers beyond recording music. These examples are often used to show how artists can reinvent themselves and remain relevant in different ways as time passes. Because of those comparisons, some people wonder why Papoose appears determined to stay in the same lane. Critics argue that if mainstream commercial success did not reach the level many expected, exploring other ventures would seem like a natural next step. Instead, they see him continuing to focus on music and public disputes. That has led to even more questions about what his professional life looks like today, and where his main source of income comes from. The speculation does not stop there. Online discussions frequently include jokes and assumptions about who is financially supporting whom, especially when Claressa Shields' name enters the conversation. While much of that talk is based on rumors rather than verified information, it demonstrates how curious people have become about the situation. Many simply want a clearer picture of what Papoose's career currently consists of and what his long-term plans might be. From the outside looking in, some observers believe he appears to have plenty of time to record music and respond to criticism, which only encourages more questions. Meanwhile, listeners continue hearing songs and statements centered around themes of betrayal, loyalty, and disappointment. For many people following the drama, it feels like the same story keeps repeating itself. Every week seems to bring another chapter, another rumor, and another round of speculation. In the end, the biggest question remains unanswered. When Papoose talks about people betraying him and turning their backs on him, who exactly is he referring to? That mystery is what keeps many fans talking. Until a direct explanation is given, people will continue debating the meaning behind his words, analyzing every lyric, and trying to figure out who the message is really meant for.